Hello, I'm Mario, and today is a travel day for me. I've been camping over here at Falcon Lake State Park, and I've been here for about 3 weeks now. And so it's 8 a.m. I got things kind of set up last night for me to head out early, but 8 a.m., that's a little later than I would really want. But I try not to make it my schedule's too rigid. The goal was just as early as I could, so that way I'm less inclined to miss a specific chore or maybe a safety issue. You know, I took the time to clean the windshield, just the regular stuff, right? And so what I'd like to include in today's video is, well, really just my travel out to Seminole Canyon State Park. That's where I'm going to be staying. And what I did was I made a reservation in advance because it's mid-February right now, and we're coming up on a holiday weekend. Not a huge holiday weekend, but President's Day. And so I have one weekend booked there. I have days in front of the weekend and days after, so maybe about, I don't really know, I can't remember, but I got maybe about a week. But the point is that I made sure that I had a place to stay for this coming holiday weekend. And what that translates to is maybe about 6 hours of driving. Now, when you incorporate stops with your driving, well, guess what? That 6 hours, it's going to turn into a very long day. So that's why I wanted to start as early as possible, but I wasn't, like I said, I got to keep it fluid, and we'll just take it as it comes.
Turn right on Texas P46.
I can't remember the exact number of days, but I believe I've stayed here at Falcon Lake State Park in Texas for 3 weeks now. And what I've been doing is, well, I've had full hookups, so I've been taking advantage of that fact. And where I'm going to be heading to, the general area, I'm not going to have that same sort of access. I think the first place at Seminole, I'm going to have electricity and water, I think, if I recall correctly. But what I'm getting at is this. I've enjoyed my stay here. This has been very pleasant and not very expensive either. So I'm very happy I was able to get items mailed out to me, but I still have some loose ends to take care of. So that's why I need to do different shopping. I have 3 major stops that I need to take care of. I need to take care of getting propane. What do you do when you're, full-time RVing and you need propane? And for me, luckily, I have a travel trailer, so I can head to places like TSC. Maybe you've heard of Tractor Supply Company, and that's a national brand. And I don't use them exclusively, but they seem to be very convenient. In fact, I'm pulling my trailer and I'm going to head that way now. Now there's a distinction. There's different types of propane tanks. And as I mentioned, I have a travel trailer. So if you have a propane tank that's permanently mounted and integrated with your motorhome, then not every fill station is capable of servicing that. So that's just something to keep in mind. I don't know the whole routine. I have a travel trailer, so I'm not. Do your own research on that one. Just be aware that there's a distinction. And so at any rate, that's the first one. They open at 8 a.m. So if I would have got there right about now, that would have been nice.
Continue 2¼ miles to the end of the street, then turn left.
The other stops I need to take care of include things like, well, I got to do the Walmart run, and I'd like to hit up a grocery store, an actual grocery store. And then the other thing is I got to go to a Home Depot and pick up some plumbing supplies. So as I mentioned, I've been camped out here for 3 weeks, and I'm trying to get all my different projects together. And not everything worked out perfectly. Things are moving along, but still got a couple of loose ends to take care of. So I'm going to try to incorporate all of that and drive for 6 hours. I can't even remember. It's going to be a long day. But I'll see you over at Tractor Supply. We've got to get those tanks over there and filled up. I'm in the town of Zapata, Texas. and I just need to go a little further here. Then I'm going to turn right. I'm going to go about a mile out of my way to get to the Tractor Supply Company. And what this place is I don't know how to describe it. I guess it's like a feed store, but it has other stuff. So it's not really like a Purina feed store, but they have things that people that have a farm, that sort of demographic. So you can buy livestock feed, but you can also purchase other things like a hat or work boots, gloves, maybe a trough for water, these sorts of things. So anyway, big store, and you can go online to figure out whether or not they also offer to fill propane tanks, and it'll indicate what sort of services are offered at that location. And what I usually do is I'll check out Google Maps, and I'll check out the satellite view and see, maybe, scope it out, see where maybe I can pull in. Like I said, what I do a lot of times is
turn right at the traffic light.
I'll actually pull my trailer up there, and it just makes filling the propane so much easier. So yeah, I just got to turn right, and then 1 mile I'll be there. And as I mentioned, I think I'm just planning on parking right here. I can see the propane sign saying how much it costs. And that's another reason why I like this place, is they charge by the gallon. And not, might sound kind of crazy, but not everybody does that. You go to these, like an RV place, and what's going to happen at one of these spots is you're going to find out that what happens is that they'll charge by the tank. So if you have a 20-pound tank, you'll get a certain rate. If you have a larger tank, then they'll just charge more. And it doesn't matter how many gallons you actually use. And so at any rate, yeah, I'm not necessarily a fan of paying for the fuel if I don't actually need it. And so yeah, pretty happy about this place. Just trying to get in here. Yeah, let's get this. I think I was able to tuck in here okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my tanks. Now, as I mentioned, they charge by the gallon. So one tank's totally empty, and then the other tank I've been using for a while, and it's getting close. Now I have a 5-pound little cheater tank that I use for my grill. So if I did run both of my 20-pounders down all the way, that's not a huge problem. I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but I could always grab that 5-gallon in case I do actually run them both down. And for me, I have like an auto cutoff. So meaning I have a little red indicator here indicating that I had this tank running down first, and then when it went empty, this switch here automatically switched over to the other tank. And since the other tank had fuel in it, I never had interruption of service. So I just checked to see when this thing turns red, and I can rotate it over to the other side. See how it turned green? So at any rate, that's how that works. Right now it's pulling from that, but if this one ran out, it would switch over automatically to this one, but there's nothing in here. So that's how that works. But yeah, let's get to it. I'm gonna drop these off by the gate here, and then I'll head on inside and let them know that I'd like to get the propane tanks filled up. Good morning. Can I get propane service? Okay, I have everything snugged down here. I'm indicating red, but I'll just go ahead and I'll open this up, and then it switches over to green. And I'll just leave it like this, but I'll also make sure to turn this one on. But the next step is I want to go inside and make sure my refrigerator did not go into trouble mode. So yeah, it indicated some sort of trouble here, because what happened is I wanted to use the propane. There was no propane available. It tried to turn on. So I'll just turn this off, and then turn it back on. It checked. Check light. Yeah, so just kind of reset it. It's almost been an hour and a half since I left the campsite. So that pit stop, it took a little while. Maybe they were short-staffed or something. The manager actually had to fill the tanks. So at any rate, I still highly recommend Tractor Supply Company. It is, I feel it's the most convenient. And at any rate, next stop is I need to get provisions. So that's going to include maybe 3 different stores, maybe a liquor store, get some beer, and also go to a grocery store and a Walmart. So that's really going to eat into my, my schedule for the day. I mean, that's a lot. So I also still have to do the Home Depot. So let's see how things work out. I got another 50 miles of driving ahead of me, 58 miles, about 50 miles as the crow flies. So here we go. I have a little more than half a tank of fuel, and I still have 40 miles to get before I get to Laredo, but I'm also going to top off on fuel there at Laredo, and then I'll start planning the rest of my journey as far as where I'll need to stop for fuel, because there's not fuel every 30 miles. That's not an option in the area that I'm traveling. So I don't have concerns that I'm going to make it to my destination, but I just have to plan out my fuel stops. And I know people are curious about the fuel economy, and I don't have exact numbers, but because what happens is I changed out the size of the tires. So now that the circumference is larger, the amount of times the tire spins is different than when it was stock. And so my speedometer, all that stuff is out of whack. I have a fuel economy gauge here. I'm looking at it. It's indicating 8 miles to the gallon right now, and the RPMs are at about 2,800. So that's just one indication. But I want to say that pulling the trailer, I might get 11 miles per gallon, but here's the deal. The wind changes direction, and right now I should be traveling in somewhat of a tailwind. I should have the wind coming from the south, and so it just really depends. Like here I'm in kind of like rolling hills. It's indicating 10 miles right now, and it says that I've averaged 10.9 miles per gallon over the last 25 miles. So that would indicate that pulling the trailer, I'm getting, about 11 miles per gallon. So it should indicate a number that's it should indicate a number worse than what I'm actually getting when you take into consideration the size of the tires. So right now it's just able to drop down to 2,200 RPMs, and it's going to try to upshift, but right now it indicates 13 miles per gallon, 14 miles per gallon. So right now I'm probably getting a solid 13 miles per gallon if I can keep my RPMs that low. But sometimes it's 3,500 RPMs, and just when I'm facing wind, I could be totally flat and just a little bit of wind, and I'm at 3,500 RPMs. That's the little gauge that I'm using right there to see what's going on. I just have it in there's an economy mode or whatever, and I can kind of look at instant fuel economy. And my cockpit view kind of looks like this. I have my phones here, my Garmin RV890 is here, and I use that because it has I can tell the actual speed via GPS, like how fast I'm going. And over there is my tire pressure monitor system. Got my refrigerator, got my rear view camera down here. So yeah, this is what it looks like when I'm driving.
driving it, Mario. You're a great driver. On the left.
All right, I think I got to the place I wanted to be. There's a little bit of activity going on here with the, well, there's some police activity, but also construction and all sorts of fun stuff. So it is just coming up on 11 o'clock right now. I got to do the grocery shopping. I'm going to this HEB Plus. Now, there are other options. I like HEB, and the HEB Plus is just kind of a larger grocery store. It's kind of like, I don't know, if you want to buy furniture or something, maybe that could be an option. They just have more items than groceries in the HEB Plus. But one thing I'm looking forward to here is maybe the bakery, or you know, I don't know. They got produce, you name it. So let's pull in here, and then the next stop should be the liquor store. So HEB and then the liquor store are some of my favorites that I've been finding here in Texas. All right, well, I'm parked here and I'm taking up 4 spots. Parking like this, it looks a little weird, but works out for me anyway. I just kind of fit in here. I noticed though, as I set up here, I have an issue with this window actually came open, and it's not the first time I've had these types of windows pop open. I've had issues with this one stripping out, so I had to put like an aftermarket thing in here, and it's kind of not really, I don't know, this is an issue. So I don't want it popping open again, so let me see if I can kind of crank on it a little bit. Yeah, these spinach harvests, these aren't bad at all, but my favorite is the cranberry ones at Walmart. I might as well grab an avocado. I'll grab myself a naranja. I think that's how you say it. All right, well, these were packed just today, so I'm grabbing one of these. I love how they have the pan dulces, man, good stuff. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is for the sandwiches. You gotta love this. You can always find one of these at an HEB. What kind of lunch meat do I want? Okay, I think I'm going for some roast beef. They got honey ham here too. I'm grabbing this. I'm gonna grab some hamburger. Usually they have a butcher here, and you can grab, you know, prime cuts and whatnot. I'm going with the hamburger this time, but yeah, they don't even have the option in this one. It doesn't seem, which is odd. They got jalapeno sausage, so these are packaged. I'm just gonna wait and not open them right away, and then that way I can avoid taking trips down the road to the grocery store. Normally I could get mustard and mayonnaise at Walmart, but I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time at Walmart this go around. I need some items that I have that I can snack on, and then also I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some soup. I'm starting to feel the crunch for time, and I don't like that feeling. All right, it's winding down. I'm getting almost everything on my list, but I still have to stop off at Walmart. I think this just about does it for my list. Okay, I got the groceries I needed. I still have to stop off at Walmart. I'm not gonna film Walmart. It's just I need to pick up certain items that I can't get elsewhere, or I know I can get them there, like damp rid, so I can help control the humidity in the trailer. So just stuff like that. And then, but I do want to swing by the liquor store. Now, when I say liquor store, it's not just liquor. This one store, it's got more stuff, and that's why I want to share it with you guys. So anyway, my next stops, they're within the mile, so let's head off over there. All right, well, this place looks like it was just built. I hope it's open. The name of the place is called Specs, and at any rate, I love this store. I guess I don't know what that says about me, why I get excited about a place like this, but it's cool. This place is cool. Okay, so they opened like 1 week ago. That's what the nice lady told me. So let's see. They said they have tequila over here, so I think I will pick up some tequila. I like this tequila here, but I want to see if they have other options. I'm gonna go ask them. Only been here a week, but they got what I need. I love this stuff. I'm gonna grab this one too. Okay, so this is the tequila that I'm talking about here. This stuff is awesome, I guess I could say. Now, I haven't tried making a margarita using this, but it's nice to sip 1 or 2 shots. It tastes really nice. All right, that was a shopping marathon. Oh my goodness. Okay, it is 20 minutes to 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I have 220 miles to go. So that's not the end of the world. But all I gotta do now is get to Seminole Canyon and basically set up camp. So the GPS is putting me there at 4:30. So if I can get there by 5 o'clock, that'll be awesome, but we'll see what happens. Right now, I just got to get back on the road. So it's 16 miles to get to the park, and the scenery really hasn't changed too much. I'm starting just to approach a couple little hills here and there. Got an inspection station coming up, and let's see, I don't know if I'm gonna have to stop. Sometimes the inspection station's on the other side and they just want you to slow down a little bit. So no, this is one where I gotta stop. Usually it's pretty simple. They just want to take your picture and then maybe ask you one question or two. So as I was saying, the terrain hasn't changed. Got about, like I said, 15 miles left here. And yeah, it's 4:45 right now. So I may get there right at 5 o'clock. And, you know, that's not too bad, all things considered. But it's been a pretty long day. So, all right, let's get over to the park. I just turned off the highway, and there's 1.5 miles to get over to my actual campsite. So that's nice. Then maybe I won't have so much road noise being, you know, a full mile away. But yeah, there's not too much to see from the road here.
In 1.25 miles, arrive
man.
at Seminole Canyon State Park, Site 21, on the left.
I can see right down here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you gotta see this. This is cool. This is some cool stuff. All right. So I guess you gotta park and go inside to check in. So I guess that's what I'm gonna do now. I'll let you know how that turns out. This park looks pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. And they mentioned they have like hikes and stuff, so you can actually go in and access the dwellings and things. So I'm pretty excited about this. But yeah, I've got about a good mile to get in there. It's over that direction, over that way, I guess. So I was a little late to get checked in, but I talked to the ranger there, and even if they were closed, I mean, I could just go up to the site. So what I need to do is I need to head back first thing in the morning and check in and get my get a tag for my truck. The other thing, I don't have any cell phone, at least with Verizon coverage, so I'm gonna have to go around and see if there's any maybe AT&T coverage or something like that, because I do have some meetings tomorrow. So, all right, well, I'm gonna pull into the site, and then I'll show you guys around to the site. I don't know how much setting up I'm gonna do, but I would like to disconnect. So I got to get to work. It's just now 5 o'clock. 457. Okay, so this is my site. I got a fire ring here with a little grate and nice little canopy and a bench and stuff. So this is pretty cool. I just pulled in here. I'm not gonna bother disconnecting and unhooking, and I mean, I'm an inch off in the front and an inch off on the passenger side. So I got electricity and water, but I don't have any sewer hookups. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this to the dump station tomorrow morning, and then I'll swing back around and set up here. I'm actually, in a few nights, I think maybe 4 nights or something, I'm gonna be moving to a different site, which isn't that big of a deal, but I'll use the dump station at that point when I move. So by waiting until tomorrow to unhook and stuff, I think it'll help out that situation some. But yeah, I'm here. It's a little windy, so I'm putting my back to the wind over here. But yeah, this is the site, and I'm pretty excited to be here. When I got here, I felt a little excited. So it's been a while since arriving at a park has made me feel that way. Acadia was one of those for sure. So anyway, I'm excited to be here. It looks like there's stuff to do. All right, thank you for watching and tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the content, and so I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.